Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm Beebs Kelley. Thank you so much for being here with me. Today we are covering some of the worst red dresses I have ever seen. And believe it or not, Meghan Markle takes up 2 of the 5 worst on the list. So let's kick it off with one of these horrible red dresses here. This is Lizzo, and I understand there's quite a bit of controversy surrounding her at the moment. Putting that aside, let's take a look at this outfit. This is really bad for a lot of reasons, but especially around the bust. As you can see here, the cups are not coming up high enough because you can even see her bra underneath or whatever structure is underneath in black there. You should not be able to see that. So if the dress was meant to be worn this low and have this much showing, then you wouldn't see that black undergarment or underpinning of whatever nature it is. It could be a strapless bra of some sort, it could be something else, it could be some structure of the dress underneath, but it should not be visible. There's no black anywhere else in the dress. It's not a design piece, it is a mistake. So that shows the dress is either just falling down and sliding down, or it was struggling to stay up, which is something that can happen if you're very busty or you're a curvier or plus sized gal. Then sometimes these sorts of strapless dresses will just weigh down and slip down. But that is a huge fail right there. It just doesn't look good when you have that sort of messiness and that eye-catchingness of that it's falling down, it's sliding down. It also, even if it were supposed to be styled this way and you didn't have that black bit of bra visible, it would look like it's sliding down. It looks like it doesn't fit very well. It's not supporting her bust in a way that makes her bust look very appealing. Honestly, it looks kind of sloppy, to be honest. Now, Lizzo can wear a red dress nicely, and she can wear really interesting, fabulous, costumey pieces nicely. Like, take a look at this one here. It looks so much better than the sequined one does. It just has all of these like tulle roses, it looks like, up here, which is an artistic take. Now, this is a very dramatic, costumey sort of a dress still, just like how the sequined dress is, but this one just looks a lot more flattering on her figure, even though it's so voluminous. Having all that volume in the sleeves and the train and the cut and length of the skirt itself, this is an example of her being styled really, really nicely. Also, the hairstyle here is a lot better than the other one. The other one had that volume to it, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but paired up with the somewhat sloppy bust situation, it just didn't look as appealing. Whereas this works perfectly with the dress. Now, in this siren sequin dress with the big boa, it has little bits of white in it, and the sequins have some silver in them. So I think that with her jewelry and the white shoes, everything tied together nicely. It's just a matter of the fit of the dress not being appealing. Next up, we have Meghan Markle in this red dress monstrosity. I believe this was in Morocco, and this just looked awful on her. Now, she was pregnant at this time, so I can understand having things not look perfect, but choosing something that has a lot of volume up here when you already have some extra volume right here is just the wrong approach. When you are pregnant and you've got that pregnant belly, you don't need to add tons and tons of volume everywhere to like combat it or go with the vibe. I'm not sure exactly what was going through her mind, but I just don't like it. Her shoes here, I'm not sure really fit. I think that it would have been a lot nicer if she had red shoes and an all red look, because that is just a little bit more appealing. Here, you can clearly see her shoes are a little too big, and she's not wearing any nylons. At official visits like this, I think it's only respectful to pop those nylons on when you are representing the queen somewhere else. As you can see here, she has on a heavy amount of bronzer and highlight and blush, and her makeup just looks very, very dark and aggressive, and it is giving off an orange tone in this picture, but not in every picture does it look super orange. This picture for some reason looks like extra pumpkin orange, but you can still see just how much makeup she packs on to those cheeks. And I don't think that that's a very good idea for her face overall, and for this sort of an occasion. She needs to be dressed a little bit more professionally, and that would include toning down the makeup to be a little bit more natural. She's no longer in Hollywood at this point. She's representing the monarchy in this picture here, and she should have dressed and done her makeup in the appropriate diplomatic way. This is almost like a shawl or a wrap covering her shoulder and upper arm area. It doesn't come all the way up here. It's just kind of wrapped around this top area. So I particularly just do not like this look. So much about it feels out of place and wrong, and just especially not good in the maternity situation. It's just so strange. It looks like she's just poking out, peeping out over the top of something, like just peeking out over the like fence or gate or something is what it reminds me of. It's just such a strange look. By having this sort of a big chunk of horizontal fabric going across here, it's just widening your figure. And like I said, when you're already wearing a dress that's this shape, that's gonna widen you a little bit, then also you're pregnant, you know, you're just widening, widening, widening at every turn. That's not what you wanna do. I will say I like her side part, but overall, this whole outfit looks clunky and chunky. Next up, we have a Carolina Herrera dress, but it's not the Meghan Markle one. This is Tracee Ellis Ross, who also fell victim to a really bad Carolina Herrera dress. Now, this is part of my beef with this designer. They make these dresses, these red dresses, and other colors too, but I mean primarily these red dresses that are just not flattering when worn. They may be flattering designs when they are styled and in a magazine or a photo shoot, the way that they are meant to be seen as an artistic sculptural piece, yes. But in real life and worn by people, they are not good looking. This dress, the Meghan Markle dress, there's plenty of other examples from Carolina Herrera that just did not translate well when put on a real human being. And I feel that it's just simply not very nice of them over there at that designer to continue to dress people in these ways that are unattractive. To continue to put people in outfits or dresses that just are not meant for their body type or for real people at all. If it's meant to just be a sculptural piece, that is fine. We have long since appreciated pieces of fashion design that are not really meant to be worn. They maybe make an appearance on a runway or in a magazine, but then other than that, they are saved as a work of art. Fashion is art, but these types of dresses are too artistic in their approach to actually translate well onto somebody's body. And that's why I really don't like Carolina Herrera lately. I've struggled to like that designer for quite some time now because of moments like this. What is happening? Why would they put her in this? It makes me feel so bad. It literally looks like she's falling out of the dress and that at any given moment, these two little petals are just gonna pop right off and leave her hanging, quite literally. This simply doesn't look attractive. It doesn't look alluring. It doesn't look sexy. It doesn't look edgy. It doesn't look chic. It doesn't look any of those things because it simply looks messy. It looks flabby. It looks not good. What do you guys think? I just found this to be so unfortunate. It made me feel bad for Tracee Ellis Ross to be out there in this. I think I read that like they dressed her for this, so she was probably just going with what they had. And sometimes, like, I mean, you don't want to be rude and be like, this doesn't look good. Or you're like, well, they're designers, they know what they're doing, and you trust somebody to dress you, and then you end up with something that just doesn't look appealing. There is no world in which a woman over like maybe a B cup at most could wear a dress like this and have it look really, really nicely, because these petals just aren't enough to hold up the dress, and there's not enough fabric there or support there to help your bust look nice, so it just doesn't work. This is one of the worst things I've ever seen. Although I will say, if you look below the bust, and just imagine it has like a full normal top, like even just a simple tank top style top would have been a 100 times better than this. But if you would just imagine from the waist down, it has a different top. It's not that bad of a dress at all. In fact, it looks quite nice in a lot of ways. But the bust just absolutely ruins it. I will say it might be just a little bit too short for her. But, you know, she took these like Vogue-ish pictures in it, and I just feel like if it didn't have that horrendous bust situation, it would have looked really, really nice and been really, really cool. Even if it was just a straight across, even something with like a deep slit or like lace or something, I don't know, just anything but a couple of little circles stuck on to hold you in. It's not enough. It's not working. It's not a good choice, Carolina. I do like her necklace. I do like her overall styling, but I absolutely despise the top half of this dress. Second worst red dress I've ever seen, we have Kristen Wiig. Okay. This was labeled the vagina dress. What? Why was it called this? She wore this to the Oscars in 2020, and for some reason the media nicknamed it that. I'm horrified. I am absolutely horrified. I don't understand. This dress is not an attractive choice. Some things that stand out right off of the bat is that she's wearing black opera gloves and nude shoes. So I'm really confused what's happening there. If she was going to accessorize it with black, then she should have had the black opera gloves, black shoes, black earrings, or a black like bow in her hair or something, or a black headband, something of that nature. If she was going to accessorize with nude, then skip the gloves altogether and wear nude shoes, that's fine. But this was not a good match. The dress itself, I do not like. It's a very sculptural dress. This is a dress designed to look more like a sculpture and more like an art piece. So that's just fine. And she has a very straight, slim body type, so it's not like wearing something that has a lot of volume to the sides that's gonna widen you is not something she can pull off. But rather it's the overall design itself that I'm really not a fan of. I do not like the way that it looks in terms of a wearable item. And you know, again, if they wanted to tie in black as one of her styling options, then they could have done panels along the side in black or something, or maybe the ruffling could have been black. That might have been a nice, interesting choice. But this stiff cape train off of the back that you can see just really looks like a thick, heavy piece of like carpet or foam or something hanging there. It's not very nice looking, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense with the overall design. It did have a lot of side boob too, but when you have so much happening with the ruffling going on, and then this weird bulky train, and then the black gloves, and then you got side boob, it's just a lot happening, and it's just not a very good look overall. And I'm not sure that she felt super confident in it. I think that she wasn't quite exactly sure how to pose in it, but she definitely tried. And I think she can pull a lot of interesting looks off, but just this was not one of them. And its nickname, as I said, is even more horrifying. I'm not sure why they labeled it that. I'm not sure what's happening. But I'm gonna say this is definitely one of the worst red dresses I have ever seen. But you wanna know what the absolute worst red dress I've ever seen is? Meghan Markle's Nightmare Boobs. If you haven't watched my video with Jen from Real Housewives Recaps, we talked about this red dress disaster, but it's coming back for this video too because it is just awful. There's so many things about it that are disastrous. I don't understand how, once again, Carolina Herrera, that design house, would push someone out the door dressed in an outfit of theirs that looks this awful. Why? What are you doing as a designer if you're not trying to make people look good, at least, or great, or even better than they look in something else? Like, what is your purpose as a designer if you're not making things for people to wear that look good on them? I get if you're a designer who just makes things that are artistic and, like I said, sculptural and designed to be put up in a museum somewhere or only on the runway. Fine. I get what you're doing. I get where you're going. But if you're a designer and you're making things for people to wear and you're letting people wear them, it better look good, or what the heck are you doing? And this is why they are one of my least favorite designers at this moment in time. Maybe they'll change their ways. People are capable of change. Design houses are sometimes capable of it. So I'm gonna wait and see. Maybe they'll get better. But at this juncture, I'm just not a fan of their looks because this is horrendous. Let's start from the top. Her styling was wrong here. She has severe eyeliner, she has severe amounts of badly done spray tan and bronzer, and she has a severe hairstyle paired up with a very severe and aggressive dress design. This upper body area, having these relatively thin straps being the only thing holding up this massive weight of fabric, is awful. It creates a very aggressive and angular line up here paired up with these wide shoulders, just makes her look even more broad. Then you bring in this deep V-neck here next to inverted nipple boobs, which is the worst thing you could possibly do to the darts or the bust area of any dress on the planet, no matter who you are. That's a bad choice. So you have a big slit from the bottom and a deep V-neck from the top, just drawing your eyes straight in to the belly area, which has all this bulging and poofing and billowing of the dress. This is all because it's just ill-fitting. There is no one part of this dress that I would say fits her well or is designed in a way that will look good on her. She has too far wide of a frame to pull off this sort of like bustling look that I think they were going for, but also wearing this to this occasion was wrong. It's a military or Veterans Day event, and I'm not sure that they're supposed to wear red, but also you're supposed to wear something a little bit more, I think, modest and respectful when you're going to military events. I mean, if you're going to be around people who are wearing military uniform and people in nice tuxes, I don't think you should wear something that looks like it belongs in a gala and not on you. It just doesn't look good on her, but I don't think it would look good on anybody at this event. So that's one of the ways that you can always test if an outfit is going to look good or be appropriate for a specific event, which is a huge rule of etiquette, but it's also doing yourself favors. If you don't stick out like a sore thumb, then that's a good thing. So you don't want to be the only one person dressed in something super weird or super loud in an event when people are dressed completely different from you, because you will stick out in a bad way and people will wonder why you're the only one who's not wearing something that matches the environment or the room. One of the best tests to know whether it's the outfit not fitting you well versus the outfit not being quite right for the occasion is to imagine the outfit on somebody who you think it looks absolutely perfect on them, you think it looks stunning on them, and imagine them going into this event that way. So we can do that exercise now by imagining this model of how this dress was supposed to look walking into this event. It still would look out of place. So wearing this particular dress at this event was a fail regardless of it being Meghan Markle or not, but this dress on Meghan Markle is also equally as tragic. So there have been a lot of really phenomenal red dresses on the red carpets or at special events over the years that I would love to take time to dive into, but there have also been a lot of disasters as well, beyond these top 5 worst red dresses ever. So if you would like another video dedicated to some spectacular and some bad red dresses all in one, let me know in the comments and click the like button on this video so I know that you would like another video covering some of the best and worst red dresses we have seen. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I appreciate each and every one of you. For any links to products that I have on or use to get ready today, then click the products tab below or check the description box for more. Thank you again, and I hope that you have a very happy day ahead. I will see you next time. Bye!